Alright! What's going on, folks? My name's Stephen Wolf, and we are officially streaming today! Yay! I know it's about an hour and a half behind when I said I was going to be streaming, but there's a good reason for that. I lost track of time. Don't judge me. On the bright side, I have things set up today properly. Except for this. You saw nothing. There we go. Okay. We've got our little music set. No, that's supposed to be on. We've got our background music set up for a very specific reason. Today, we're going to be painting. Yeah. I got the little hand camera set up and everything. This is going to be great. This is going to be awkward and hysterical, but it's going to be great. Move the microphone there so I can still see everything. I forgot to include the chat bar. Jesus, take the wheel. Browser source, chat box, go. Put that there, shrink it down. Oh, damn. Transformation, edit. Is that the width? Nope. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be painting today. I wanted to do something that's a bit fun. I wanted to paint something. You probably can't really hear the music that well. I got it kind of loud on my end. Let's bump it up to about there. 50%. There we go. Should be able to hear it okay now. Just keep bumping that a little bit further. Boom. Just that there. Perfect. Lock that in place. And now, big old test. Alright. I will definitely be able to see the chat bar on that screen, and I'll be able to see any sort of weird notifications that'll show up on the main screen. But in the meantime, we're going to be painting Space Marines. So, you're definitely going to be able to see what I can see over the shoulder, but mostly the focus is going to be on this main screen right here, so long as the audio doesn't turn to crap. Fingers crossed. Most of the time when people think Space Marines, they think this kind of guy right here. They think the Ultra Smurfs. Yes, Glorious autofocus. This is a guy I painted relatively recently. He's got that nice Macragge blue. Again, the lighting's not the best thing because I'm trying to get this to work. I'm probably going to be getting a dedicated lamp for this sort of setup, but in the meantime, we're dealing with this. Ultramarines, easy to jump into. Just a little bit of Macragge blue, some black wash, free time. And gold if they're Second Company. Because Second Company is awesome because Captain Titus and Cato Sicario are awesome. My guys, on the other hand, are a little bit different. Sorry, Mom, I'm gonna drink root beer until the day I die. My guys are, in fact, a custom chapter known as the Steel Paladins. Steel Paladin paint job is this kind of awesomeness. Come on, autofocus, cooperate. There we go. Nice, crisp red and blue paint job. Black Templar logos. And gold detailing. This is my, for lack of a better phrase, this is my Bible character. And what I mean by that is anytime you're doing a large army game, such as Warhammer or Bolt Action or something like that, what you're going to want to do is create a painter's Bible. I look at that figure and off the top of my head, because I'm a little touched, I know immediately the paints that I used, the technique that I used, and how I got from raw plastic to finished figure. I've already cut out most of the brunt work when it comes to these guys here, so we're just going to be getting straight into the middle. I started off, I don't have my airbrush, unfortunately, so I had to start off with dry brush, priming, but, oh, that's not sealed all the way. Oh, God, that could have sucked. I started brush priming with Abaddon Black, just to get that nice black base coat to work with. I then went forward with Tamiya's XF18 Medium Blue for the armor shade. Eventually, if I need to add highlights after I put the wash, I'll be able to just go in with that medium blue or mix in a little white onto a palette. Relatively easy. From here, it's hard to decide on what I want to do next. Let's get the shoulder pads out of the way. I'm working with Corn Red. Give that a good old shake. I'm left-handed, so it's easier to shake with this arm. Sorry, that was terrible. Okay. Go with our detail brush. A bit of water. Then we just charm right in. Relatively easy in this sort of situation here. We're just trying to get a thin coat set up first and foremost to get the groundwork going. We're not trying to go too crazy early on, and we're going to end up spilling over onto the armor. One of my only complaints about painting Space Marines is how close the back pad sticks to the torso. Now, I pre-assembled these guys, so I don't have any right to complain, but normally I would definitely suggest, oh, what is it called? There's a specific... component painting, there we go. Normally I would suggest component painting, which is painting the different parts, putting it together, and after it's put together, you add things like the wash, detail bits, that sort of thing. Relatively easy to do. And at this stage in the game, oh, the figure himself is a Primaris Intercessor, because why have normal names when you can copyright a big wonky name? The shoulder pads, however, are from a company called Pop Goes the Monkey. He makes 3D printed symbols for shoulder pads and stuff. So if you ever want to really take your army above and beyond with cool little detail bits like that, it's more than possible to. I wanted these guys initially to be a successor chapter to the Black Templar, hence the big-ass Maltese cross on the shoulders. And to be brutally honest, I like it. Let's see... what sort of valor does this guy have? I have in my writing Bible for my successor chapter, different valors that they earned are shown as paint on the armor. So if he's got this bulb, then he survived multiple campaigns. If it's this bulb, confirmed kills. If the knee here has a specific paint job, then he's like a marksman. Civilians saved, honorably saved civilians in the line of duty, honorably saved a brother in the line of duty. Yeah, let's make them that. Let's make him a badass. Because yes, it's a large army game. Warhammer has always been a large army game. You're going to have lots of plastic on the field. You're going to have lots of stuff going on. But the important thing you need to do is to give each and every one of your characters depth. Even though they're a nameless character on a battlefield who probably gets killed off like every time you play, you still want each person to stand out. You want to give them a story. It's called visual storytelling. The best example I ever saw of visual storytelling was Left 4 Dead. There's so many great moments of just looking at the graffiti or the bodies that are around and seeing the storytelling built in. It's absolutely fantastic. Just trying to get into that shoulder pad here. Again, because we still just have the base armor layer, you don't have to worry too terribly about any sort of bleeding over. I'm kind of going all over the road here. And that's okay this early on. Absolutely okay. Got my little wet palette sort of going on here. Alright. Shoulder pad's looking good. I think that's enough red on this guy for one day. I'm going to make the rope on the armor gold as well. So to give him some extra battle detail. Let's see. What next, what next, what next? We should get the black layer sorted out sooner rather than later. Because if I do it later, I'm going to be kicking myself in the butt. So put that away for now. We'll be getting our detail brush and some crisp Abaddon black. Oh, that is the sealed one, actually. Oops. There we go. Pro tip, extra paint is never a bad investment. Never a bad investment. Because if you have a spare and something goes sideways, say accidentally knocking a pot over, you won't have to worry about having to go to the market mid-project. Believe me, that has saved me some time. Okay, there are a couple of spots where we need to get the black back onto this guy. Mainly, we need to get the knife back to a respectable position. Because we want a nice black layer. The combat knife is going to be clean, but we still want it to have a nice base black layer when we put the silver on it later on. There we go. And I could do the eyes now. Yeah, let's get it over with. I usually prefer to do the eyes early on as well. It all depends on what I'm willing to put up with. There we go. Oh, that went on really well, actually. Nice. Okay. Something I've seen a couple of Space Marine painters forget is the articulation spots in the armor. Remember, you can always dry brush certain details back on. You never have to worry too terribly much. You always want to take your time. Just gonna get that nice rubber gasket joint right there in the leg. There we go. Also don't want to forget the vent right here in the shoulders. The vents on the backpack I usually paint black or silver and then add a wash, but adding the vent as its own specific black layer, it helps. It gives it a little bit of depth. get the front of the leg. There really isn't a lot of articulation showing on the Space Marine armor, at least not the Primaris Inceptor armor. But there is enough. You need to add detail paint too. Okay, what else? That should be good from there. There's that little bit in the torso right here. A little bit right there. There we go. Now that we've got the black layer in place, certain details are already starting to pop. Oh, and I missed a leg. See what I mean about taking your time? See? Okay. Now, before I forget, we also need to do the black layer on the gun. Because if I forget it now, I'm going to forget it until we start painting the gun, and I'm going to be annoyed. Alright. So, someone early on decided, Space Marine guns should be pretty simple to paint. And then someone else said, well, what if they were painted up like the chapter? That person needs a brick thrown at them. I like keeping the gun paint simple. If they're uniform, it's easier to paint the figures, relatively speaking. It's like painting a modern military character or a World War II character. They've got a brown rifle or a black rifle with gunmetal details. Easy to keep track of. You don't got to worry about too many headaches from there. And then you get into like Black Templar, who it's like, yeah, everything's black. It's like, okay, cool. Then you get to Imperial Fist. Everything's yellow. It's a headache. It's a big headache. It really is. We're gonna just get this magazine as well. The Primaris kits, for some reason, rather than having the Primaris Intercessors designed similarly to, say, a regular Tactical Marine squad that has, options and cool detail bits, they decided, nah, you can take 3 different types of bolters into combat, and some of them might have a grenade launcher. It's a little weird, but here we are. There we go. Now he's coming along nicely. Something I definitely suggest for newer painters and for people who don't want to accidentally miss details is a spray primer. That way you don't accidentally find places of raw plastic if you've had to hand prime the figure. Believe me, it is a nightmare of getting a really crisp paint job, and then you look and at some weird obtuse angle you find out that you didn't actually you didn't get all of the stuff in the right spot. It sucks. There we go. It's looking good. Let's get the front of the rifle now. Okay. Some of these details we'll be able to get with a wash later on. Others, we've got to be careful about it now so we don't set ourselves up for failure later. Now the cross. I had originally wanted to do the crosses using the Warhammer 30K water slide decals. I think in another paint stream I will definitely have water slide decals showing the issues I've had in dealing with them. Sometimes they're really fun. Other times, you know? There we go. Nice, clean black detailing. You might, someone might end up asking why the hell I have this cork thing. I actually built this back when I was working at a Joann's. It's literally 3 pieces of cork glued together. Gives it a nice there's like a slight squish. Oh, there goes my soda. There's a slight squish to it, but it's got exactly the right grip to it. I can easily maneuver it and move it around. Because screw spending 20 or 30 bucks on a miniature holding device. I'm looking at you, Games Workshop. Okay, eyes are taken care of. Blade is sharp. Rifle is 90% painted. Let me just get the top right here. And I need to make sure the music will loop. There we go. Okay. Alright, well, this part's good for now. Now we're going to move on to the brown layer. Now I'll explain why I'm using the brown layer. Easiest way to explain it, if I were to just put... I can actually show it right here. So if I were to just put, say, a layer of gold over this, I've been using Auric Gold Armor as my gold layer for the armor. So if I just put raw gold over the armor, you can see... You can't really see on your camera angle, but that's the problem. You can't really see it on your camera angle. If I put it over the red, it starts to show up a bit better. It shows up sharp, but it's got a red tint to it. You see that? Not to mention the lighting doesn't exactly help either. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay. Let's see if I can finagle this dang thing. We're doing it live. Don't judge me. Bend forward. Sweet, there we go. So you can really kind of see the gold that's going into this right here, whereas the gold we paint over the armor, it barely shows up. And when you put a layer of brown down first... Shut up, Zachary. When you put a layer of brown down first, it really makes the gold pop. So that's what we're going to take care of next. Alright. We are going with flat brown, XF10 for those Tamiya paint buyers. What am I doing? I'm left-handed. Go. God dang it. I hate when this happens. Sometimes it gets a little rubbery and I gotta add some thinner. Drock. Painting is not a clean hobby, but it's a fun one. That should be more than enough. Might actually have been too much. Shit. Yep, smells like paint thinner in here. We added exactly too much. There we go. No, we added exactly the right amount. Awesome. Lucky, lucky me. So, open a window. I'll be fine. Okay, we are adding brown to anywhere we're going to be putting gold. So, let's Start from the left and work our way over. The rim of the shoulder pads we're technically going to be doing twice, once in brown and once in gold. Not as bad as it could be, but it can be a little annoying. Go. Some artist way back when decided they should have a rim on the shoulder pads and it should be painted. And then we got this. I keyed. I do genuinely enjoy painting Space Marine figures. There's a good amount of fun to it, you know? Should the rope be blue? I'm trying to decide what the rope on the shoulder pad should be. I'm still, like, I want it to be something that stands out, but I don't want it to be... I can paint it green. That might be interesting. I'll figure it out. There's also this little cloth bit that's sticking out over it. I just don't know. I really don't. So there's this cloth bit right here that's attached to this rope that's knotted and hanging over this way. And the rope should probably have some particular color to it. Let me tilt the camera back up slightly so it's easier to focus on what I'm up to. Torso. That's way too much paint on that brush. I prefer to go with the feathers when it comes to the brush. Your mileage may vary, obviously. Find a technique that works for you, but this is what I like to do. Very gently, assuredly going with it. And remember, we still can be messy, a little. We're going to be doing some hiding later on, and we are going to be doing some cleaning. So it is still very viable to be a little messy. But try not to go crazy, because cleanup work is a headache, obviously. That bit there. There. I did try an experiment a while back where I tried just using red as the base layer for the gold. It was unfortunately rather inconsistent. I was trying to see if there was a way I could make it easier to paint, and at some angles, the gold over the red would show up just fine. At other angles, it looked like trash. It was really kind of sad. Okay, let's see. What else? I'll make the commander of the squad have a gold faceplate on the helmet. That would look cool. So he's covered. Oh, the detailing on the bolter. On the right side of most bolt rifles, there is usually some type of detailing. And because he's holding it in his left hand, I almost missed it. Don't want to do that. No. There we go. Okay. Cool. Looking crisp. Looking awesome. I almost forgot the knife holster because I'm intelligent like that. Criminy. forget the underside. Alright. Let me go back. I forgot to add some black to the top of the knife holster. Why is this being silly? There we go. No, that's sealed. Okay. I forgot to add some black to the top of the knife holster. I need to make it look like it's actually open. On the model itself, you can sort of see a small indentation. So I gotta make sure that that actually shows up properly. There we go. That's looking better. Awesome. Okay. Now it actually looks like the holster is empty. See that black spot there? It looks like it's just collecting darkness. I love it. What else could I do? What else could I do? Not much else. Just gotta add brown to the weapon grips. I'll explain this one later on. I like the idea of certain materials being used. I don't know, having brown weapon grips just adds more depth to the weaponry. I like there being multiple colors on the model. I don't just like, alright, this is black, this is silver, let's go. It just doesn't, it feels a little lazy. So now, the weapon grips are always brown. Because it makes them stand out a little, you know? On a older Space Marine Commander figure that I found a while back, it was a combi bolter. Sorry, I had to collect my thoughts right there. He was using a combi bolter that I felt it should have wooden grips, and I'd already painted the wood, and then I realized that there was a plasma coil showing through it. I was like, you know what, that's stupid enough. That would fit in Warhammer. Something a commissar would totally bring into battle. We're going to give you a plasma weapon, Ivan. You will not die. You will shoot for fear of explosion. Many bullets. Death Corps of Krieg, eat your heart out. You hold rifle to face. You will have no recoil for fear of breaking face. Alright. Grips are good. Let's get a little water on that. Grips are good. Alright. He's already coming along pretty nicely. I'm actually really impressed. Now, for those of you who are large group painters, something I wanted to describe, there is a way of painting, assembly line painting, for lack of a better phrase. Back when automobiles were first being heavily industrialized, they came up with the idea of the assembly line. Please, there's like a minimum knowledge requirement to hang out in here. Sorry, bad joke. Assembly line painting is actually pretty easy. You go basically color by color. So for example, prime all the guys, blue layer all the guys, red layer all the guys, brown layer all the guys in the same order. So normally if I was assembly line painting all of these guys, I just nudge that down a little bit. There we go. If I was assembly line painting all of these guys, I would, after priming and blue layering all of them, you know, just red shoulder, and figure out right then and there if I wanted the different detail bits like the shoulder pad and the elbow pads, certain characters like this guy here because he's got the sniper scope. Maybe I would want to make him a marksman or an expert marksman based off of the knee pad. The captain, or this captain character, would have some cool extra bits as well. It really just depends on what you want to do, and it's making it a point that even though it's a assembly line paint job, that you're not cutting corners when it comes to creativity. You really want to make sure that your characters look good, but also still have their own thing going on. Like this pose. That is scary as hell. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's mid-reload, so what does he do? He draws his combat knife and is about to go face first into some Tyranid butt. He is about to wreck somebody with a combat knife at close range, because clearly he has balls of ceramite. Clearly. Okay, what are we doing next? I should probably do the pouch layer next. Yeah, let me do the pouches next. Okay. So I have been using... I've been jumping around a little, and it kind of annoys some people that I know, but when it comes to painting the pouches, I like to jump between XF26 Deep Green or Caliban Green, which are two very different colors. I understand that, but really depends. Today I am going to go with the XF26, just because, really, it's easier to work with. Maybe next time I'll work with Caliban Green. There we go. The reason I tend to paint the pouches green is a bit of a throwback to Judge Dredd on the Super NES, as well as the comic design. I like the contrast of blue, gold, and red against green, because if you look at a color wheel, red and green are their complements, are each other's complements. So when you see the red, you immediately see the green, and with the blue as the backdrop, it pops really nicely. Hey, art history is pretty cool, huh? And obviously, when it comes time for you to paint your own figures, whether it be Space Marines, Imperial Guard, Tau, Tyranid, Chaos, whatever you plan on building, how you paint them ultimately is up to you. I happen to enjoy painting my figures in this manner because I like the way it looks. It's very striking. It's definitely me on the tabletop. These guys are representative of what I intend to bring into battle. Do the same for your figures. If you find an army paint job that fits for you, go for it. Absolutely. But never forget, creativity is way, way more fun. Now, I will never, ever, I'm going to say this now. Yes, Jordan, I'm a nerd. I will never knock somebody who can pull off a really crisp Imperial Fist paint job. Painting a 32mm figure yellow? What? And a good, clean yellow at that is a headache. But the fact that they're able to do it is incredible. And yes, Jordan, you're a nerd too. I got the chat right there, my guy. Right there. Where was I? The holster, right. Sometimes I do the holster in like a nice brown leather. Really depends. I like the idea of some of these guys acquiring their equipment over time if they don't end up having it issued to them. You're a bigger nerd than me, literally speaking. Yeah, I'm not fat, I'm fluffy, bitch. Besides, just because I'm taller doesn't... Yeah, no, I'm fatter than you. Screw you, jerk. I went from being all types of motivational and getting into the lore to calling, just cursing someone out over the internet. Every time I see you walk into the car, damn! Jordan walks by and little kids look over. Damn! Yes, Scott. Yes, you, Scott, are larger than I in general. Taller, for example. I think I got more muscle. And F you, Scott. Y'all are a trip. You really are. There we go. I like how I also have the chat on the monitor here for the stream. So this shit's permanent. Your behavior is going to be on the internet forever. Oh, gosh. There we go. This is why I tend to prefer going with that nice deep green. It pops a bit better when you put it on there initially, and after you add the wash, it has a great depth to it. Only friends can call each other an amusement park ride and get away with it. That's terrible, Zach. That's terrible. That was bad, and you should feel bad. Okay, that's enough green on this guy. I'm not painting a dark angel. So that was the green layer. Now what? Should probably start moving towards the metallics. See how it is, you fat Irish brood troll? Bridge troll. Behold this. When you're trying to roast somebody and you stutter. Oh, Lord. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do the silver layer next. Oh, I forgot the green on the knife holster. There we go. Still have enough left on here on the palette, though. I think you're fat. That's how you came off across right there, Jordan. Fat. Timmy! My empathy needs work, don't it? Yeah, a little bit. Just a hair. Just a freaking smidge on. There we go. Crisp. Alright. Just a smidge on. Just a wafer thin behavior adjustment. Okay. I think I'm gonna do the rope in the other blue that I picked up. Yeah, I'm gonna do the rope in LA Talk blue. It's a color I recently picked up from Zenergy. I kind of like it. It's like this weird powdery blue. It's really cool looking. Zach figured out what sidearm he's going to use for the Starfinder campaign. Right, that big weird revolver it took you like most of an afternoon finding the picture for. Let's see how difficult this will be. That's not that bad at all. And it pops really well. I just got to be careful. So I already got a bunch of other stuff in place. I'm doing the blue now. That's a little thick. doing this layer now so that I can clean up the others and then put down the metallics. I usually prefer doing metallics last before the washes, though, because by that point you've already done a lot of work, you know? You still need to see the effing manual so you can read it. URL has frickin' revolver in it. Zach, just invite him to the Discord. He has a phone. Christ. And don't send an invite link over this chat. Text it to him. I don't need like randos off the internet just face firsting into this Discord just to troll. There we go. It is a cool revolver, though. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that blue on that shoulder pad pops really well. You're sneaking away from work at your lunch to support. I appreciate it. Check it out. That blue on the shoulder pad, that looks crisp. That is actually really nice. I'm glad I experimented with that. Nice. Okay. Story behind the name is you told me about it, you forgot to save it, so we spent like the entire ride home, couldn't find it. After we talk about your Starfinder character, you want me to paint a figure for you. Yo, that'll end up on the stream. That'll be fun. Okay. Let's see. We've got the blue. Let me touch up some of the red on the shoulder pad. And then I'll touch up the armor here and there. There's really just a spot here that I need to fix on the armor. And a little bit here because some brown overlapped. And then I just need to run some red across the seam right there. And then we're good with the touch-ups. This is why being careful is awesome. What min-max character build are you going to do this time, Jordan? Called out! Why is this off kilter? What the hell? There we go. You find out once you read the manual, depends on the rules and allowances, so you can figure out the character how to break it. No. There we go. So I've had a weird issue with this particular paint. It might just because I've left it sitting out a couple of times. But every now and then it gets like hyper runny and it really just pools poorly. This is definitely an airbrush color. So, mostly self-inflicted. Yeah, again, it's runny as all shit. What I need to do... There we go. It won't be another Alaric show. You're right, it won't. Farvanor, welcome to the stream. Hi, buddy. Did I pronounce that right? I hope I pronounced that right. We're painting Space Marines. Farv is fine? Oh, cool. Jordan up here. Nice. I get Jordan up in here trying to channel his... oh god, what was the name of the actor? Oh, this is gonna bug the tar out of me in a minute. He was in Edward Scissorhands. It was his last role. Vincent Price, there we go. Good evening. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now it's coming out a lot better. Every now and then, You're going for the Romanian Count Dooku Dracula. Nice. You ever want to see a terrible, terrible movie? Blood for Dracula and Flesh for Frankenstein are just terrible films. Reading through the supplement for the Ultras, and they got good. They did. They added. They made a bunch of rules. I watched Valrak's video about it and Kirioth's video about it, and they added a bunch of rules that made the Smurfs just really sturdy. It's terrifying. But I'm playing Black Templar, technically. We got some dope rules. Here, yeah. We got some dope rules now. We really did. Okay. Let me just touch up a little spot right here on the leg plate. I don't know why that looked like trash. There we go. I can check online real quick, but I think like Black Templar got bonuses to assault movement and whatnot. And if they did, then I don't care if it's lore breaking. I'm going to be painting up some intercessors and modding the tar out of them with like melee weapons and stuff. Yeah, let me check real quick. Let's see here. The Scryer Psychic Power is stupid good. Have free control point every round. Jesus! Gotta go back to work. Have a good one, Jordan. See you next time. Yeah, I'll try and get you the PDF. If you just hit up the Starjammer website, it's completely free. Space Marine Supplement Black Templar. There's a particular rule. Yeah, Starjammer, that's basically the thing. There was a rule that, where did it go? Summer update. Dark Angels Deathwatch. Black Templar, there we go. These are captains. Emperor's Champion got an update. He's still a sturdy SOB. Still got a bunch of stuff. Black Sword, you can reroll any failed wound rolls when attacking with a weapon if the target is a character or a monster. Ooh, salty. Why is it taking me there? No. Black Templar Supplement Chapter Rules. Just to make sure you don't perils while trying to get your free command point every round. Have the Psyker power that buffs any librarian by 2 to any psychic test you cannot perils. Which is a little cheesy, but I love it. Looking like a beacon in there with a backlight. Yeah, I know. It's like, oh! Here, well that's a little bit better. But it's still pretty bright. Yeah, this will also give the figure some time to dry so I don't accidentally mess up wet paint. This is a post from 2 years ago. That's an archived one. Thanks, Reddit! Let's see. August 9th. August 5th. December last year. 2 days ago. And then there's a Black Templar thing. You still play Ultras, been playing your Retro Marine since 92. Kick ass, dude. That is damn impressive. And you got the original forces. Damn. There we go. Black Templar Chapter Tactic. They wanted to refer to these as the first founding chapters. The list also includes 2 successors, so they refer to them as the 8 main tactics. Black Templars have a chapter tactic known as Righteous Zeal. Hot burns the hatred of the Black Templars for the mutant, the witch, and the heretic, and bright blazes the faith of the immortal emperor mankind. With furious cries do these crusading warriors hurl themselves into battle against their reviled foes, and with fervent prayers do they shrug off even the most grievous of wounds. When a charge roll is made for a unit with this tactic, you can re-roll any or all of the dice. In addition, when a model with this tactic would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll a d6. On a 5+, the wound is not lost. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, check it out. This right here is the goonhammer.com link to what I just found. Like, Crimson Fist gets something, Imperial Fist, of course they get Siege Master. Imgur. Let's see if the stream gets killed right off the bat. Whoa. Is that an Imperial Fist painted up? Is that a Guilliman Imperial Fist? Why is his armor yellow and black? That's cool. That is a wild paint job. And yeah, you can definitely see, like, the older sculpts next to the newer sculpts. Those are awesome. Do you mind if I put those on stream? Those are genuinely really cool. Let's go to the main setup real quick. Main monitor. These are genuinely cool. Like, he just stands out head and shoulders above this ancient ass land speeder. Oh my god. Your buddy James painted him way back when. That is dope. That is dope. That looks like a venerable dreadnought. Is this scout dude on a hover bike? Pretty sure he's on a hover bike. I'm getting such strong, like, Judge Dredd vibes right here. These look great. That is a much older chaplain with a jump pack. I'm liking the classic Terminator design. That one has always stuck out for me. Old Laz turret. Free-handed everything, including the shoulder pads. Hats off to him. I'm not that wary. I'm not that good eventually, but I hope to maybe get there. Yeah, that Guilliman is just, it's so different from anything else I've ever seen. All painted with acrylics. Kick ass, dude. Oh, and this jump squad. Oh, this jump squad. They look like raptors. They look good. They look like fun. Let's see. Razorback and a land speeder with a bunch of dudes in the foreground. Yeah, these are that is a very old sculpt right here. That is a very old sculpt. That is cool to see. Yeah, this is gotta be one of the oldest land speeders I've ever seen. I love the semi-heat blush on the Melta right here. That looks really cool. And this looks like something out of a Mattel model. It looks great. That's awesome, dude. That's genuinely awesome. Thank you for sharing, man. They're heavy enough to kill a small child if you drop it from the table. Love the dude in the jump squad. Everyone's got chain swords. This moron's got a combat knife. Like, I'ma stab you. I'ma stab you. Right? They're all jumping into combat, and he's just like, come get some. Oh, this is great. No, it's always fantastic seeing what other people have done with their armies, because then it feeds into the creativity. It's like, well, you know, now I'm getting ideas for what I want to do for Jump Squad. You laugh, that's an AP -1 in the second round with Doctrines. And oh, Jesus, huh? That is very true. Oof. Oh, but yeah, here is the Codex Space Marine stuff that I found. That is rude. AP1 on the second round with Doctrines? That is very rude. Jesus. But yeah, let's see here. Black Templars get Righteous Zeal. Crimson Fist get No Matter the Odds. Let me go back to the painting setup. There we go. Even when faced with seemingly insurmountable odds, the Crimson Fist emerge bloodied but victorious, with bolters roaring. When resolving an attack made by a model with this tactic against a unit that contains at least 5 more models than that model's unit, add 1 to the hit roll. Should be called Never Tell Me the Odds, yeah. For the purposes of this tactic, a vehicle model with this tactic counts as 5 models. In addition, when resolving an attack made with a bolt weapon by a model with this tactic, an unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit. That guy's probably the most courageous and bravest out of all of them. Absolutely. You're willing to bring a combat knife into the fray? Phew. Balls of adamantine. Yeah, that Crimson Fist rule definitely feels like a horde buster. Shooting at a unit that has at least 5 more models than the models unit. Yeah, if you have like a small intercessor squad or a small tactical squad, and they're going up against like Tyranids, that's a bug stomper rule right there. That's nice. Imperial Fist have Siege Masters. The Imperial Fist, well, a little known fact, the old school Razorback you saw in those pics, scout purposes to carry that man's balls around. That's about right. I can't walk around, my balls are too big. Give me the swoop bike. Okay, Imperial Fist, Siege Masters. The Imperial Fist drill tirelessly with our armaments, perfecting the art of purging their enemies from behind heavy ramparts and flak-bordered trenches with withering hails of pinpoint bolt fire. Nice. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model with this tactic, the target does not receive the benefit of cover to its saving throw. And if that target was made with a bolt weapon, an unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit. Shit! Rogel Dorn would be proud! By the night, that is rude! That is rude! You don't get cover, and if I super hit you, I hit you. God! There we go. Oh, you mentioned you played Ultramarines. All these are decent. What you need to read off is the litanies. Those are freaking broken. I'll check those out in a second. You mentioned you're playing Ultramarines. Codex Discipline. The sons of Guilliman hold the tenets of the Codex Astartes as sacrosanct, its wisdom guiding them to discipline and measured strategic responses, even amidst the hottest burning flames of battle. Nice. Add 1 to the leadership characteristic of models with this tactic. Units with this tactic can shoot in a turn in which they fell back, but if they do, when resolving an attack made by a model in the unit in the shooting phase of that turn, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Okay, so you're able to keep your cool under fire, and you're able to return fire if you're getting your shit pushed in. It's not bad. Psychic powers, chaptic... Obscuration Discipline, Chapter Tactics. Is it? Successor Tactics. Where the hell are the litanies? I will have to look it up. New Chaplain Litanies of Battle. Let's go. And this is on Bell of the Lost Souls. So I'll be reading what they have here. All the litanies are yeah. All these are decent. Let's see. And obviously, hey, Black Templars, I got Chaplain Grimaldus. King Shit a Turd Mountain up in here. Space Marine chaplains are exemplars of righteous wrath. Powerful orators and accomplished warriors both, they provide bellicose counsel to their comrades and act as spiritual bastions for their chapter. Each chaplain can have 2 litanies, only 1 can be active per round per model. Ugh. The litanies the chaplains intone on the battlefield imbue those around them with fresh determination, and martial fury. Let's see here. Litany of Faith. The chaplain exhorts his charges to steel themselves against even the most dangerous weapons the enemy can bring to bear. If the litany is inspiring? If it's active. Okay, if the litany is active, then when a model in a friendly chapter unit within 6 inches of the model would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll a d6. 5+ save, that wound is not lost. This is not cumulative with any similar rules, such as Psychic Fortress, or the such as the Psychic Fortress power, or the Flesh is Weak chapter tactic. Okay. So you can't just, like, the flesh is weak, Litany of Death! You can't be a butthole, it's one or the other. Alright, that's cool. Catechism of Fire. The chaplain calls upon his brothers to unleash a relentless storm of close-range firepower. If this litany is active, select one friendly chapter unit within 6 inches of the model. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model in that unit against the closest visible enemy until... Oh, jeez, I hate run-on sentences. Alright. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model in that unit against the closest visible enemy unit to that model, add 1 to the wound roll. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model in that unit against the closest visible enemy, add 1 to the wound. Oh, that's weirdly worded, but I think I get it. You inspire a particular group, you shoot at a bad guy, the closest enemy, you add 1 to the wound roll. That's annoyingly written. Then again, if you use that, that would get rid of the gets hot rule for certain plasma rifles. That's a little broken right there. Exhortation of Rage. The chaplain bellows his fury at the enemy, his brothers surging forwards to strike them down. If this litany is active, select one friendly chapter unit within 6 inches of the model. They got an obsession with 6 inches. What's up with that? When resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by a model in that unit, on an unmodified hit roll of 6, you can make 1 additional attack against the same unit using the same weapon. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, that's rude. That's rude. This additional attack cannot generate another attack. You're literally being able to hit twice with a chainsword. Ooh. Or if you put... Yo! Exhortation of Rage on the Emperor's Champion. You get a nat 6. You can decimate an enemy creature. Yo! Oh, that... I love it. Oh, Grimaldus backing up the Emperor's Champion. I love it! Hell hath no fury. Mantra of Strength. Chaplain focuses his mind on the purity of the blood that runs through his veins, bestowed upon him by the Primarch himself. If this litany is inspiring, add 1 to the model's attacks and strength characteristics, and add 1 to the damage characteristic of melee weapons this model is equipped with. That's pretty good. That's a nice all-around buff. But it feels like that would be better suited for a solo creature. Oh, he's buffing himself. Mantra of Strength is buffing himself. Never mind. Recitation of Focus. Chaplain recites creeds that focus the minds of his brothers to ensure their shots strike true. If this litany is active, select one friendly chapter unit within 6 inches of the model. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model in that unit, add 1 to the hit roll. All chaplains still grant reroll all to hit rolls for everyone around him within 6 inches in melee. Just having a standard chaplain backing up the Emperor's Champion just sounds so crispy right now. Canticle of Hate. Yeah, that's not broken at all. Nah, totally. Bellowing his hatred of the foe, the chaplain leads his brothers in the wholesale destruction of the enemy. If this litany is active, add 2 to charge rolls made for friendly chapter units whilst they're within 6 inches of the model. In addition, when a friendly chapter unit makes a pile-in or consolidate move within 6 inches of the model, models in the unit can move up to an additional 3 inches. This is not cumulative with any other ability that adds to a unit's charge roll or increase the distance it can pile in or consolidate. That's rude. That's rude. I like it. I really like it. Damn. Those are violent, dude. Those are violent. Definitely gonna have to check those out. I'm a little broke right now because I've got all this crap to paint. I've got stuff from here to paint. The Litany makes standard assault marines so good, right? Cheap unit backed with a chaplain makes them great. Absolutely, dude. That was one of the initial reasons I wanted to originally have a Blood Angels army, is because of how much fun Blood Angels tend to have in close combat. You get like two 8-man squads of Blood Angel jumpers. Oh, Party City. Back on point. He is looking dry. I actually missed a couple spots. Criminy. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have a lot of fun playing around with figures. One of these days, maybe, if I can find somewhere to play and people to play with. There's a store nearby that sells the figures, but the audience just isn't there. It's kind of sad. I do gotta say, I really enjoy how smoothly this medium blue fills in some of the details. I'd love to put it through an airbrush one of these days just to see how well it goes over the model, but like, there's this nice powderiness to it, you know? That just looks really good. The armor's taken care of. You saw 10 Assault Marines get 4 attacks each, generating extra attacks on 6s, re-rolling all to hit in melee. Sergeant getting a 5. Please, please tell me they did that against Abaddon, because that would be the only way to cut him down in one turn. Unless, of course, they dropped a Baneblade on him, and even then... Fun fact for those of you just chiming in, there is a Warhammer comic, or a book or whatever, where a ship is shot down as it's entering the atmosphere, and tanks the size of city blocks are falling from the sky, shattering their defenses. It was against the Leman Russ. It died to them from full health. That's about right. Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah. Yeah, I can totally see that happening. Holy crap. You weren't playing, it was your buddy testing him out for the first time. That's alright. Still, fun stories. It's always good to have fun gaming stories. I mean, like, the more you remember something in a positive light, the more likely you're going to want to experience it. Both the good and the bad, of course. There we go. I actually managed to miss a spot on the elbow pad. There we go, okay. Just need to do some of the powdery blue on the shoulder here, or on the elbow there. Maybe touch up the toe a little. But otherwise, most of the armor is done. I need to do the eyes, and then I need to do the metallics. We're on a roll today. We are on a roll. Leave it like that. I need to get something that, like, shades it right here. Because obviously you've got, like, this bright light right there. try and get the butt plate. There we go. You're still a big fan of Marines, but your first love is Guard. Hell yeah, dude. I love the idea of having a really big collection of Space Marines and Guards. It's one of the things I've actually been focusing on right here. Anytime I get an Imperial Guard kit, I want to get the kit that still says Imperial Guard on the box art. Both you and your significant other play. When you met playing 40k, you end up getting married years later. Love at the first mortal wound. Aww. That's actually really sweet. Hey, a couple of plays together stays together. Damn. All types of jelly. She won, cheating bitch. Well, you failed the will save and were clearly distracted by her beauty. Obviously. Just gotta get around the seal, the chest plating design right here. Gotta make sure I don't accidentally screw up any of the brown. There we go. Need to get rid of the excess brown, but not screw up the good brown. It's a headache, to be sure. But once it's done, it looks great. There we go. Alright. Stupid Thousand Suns. Frickin' Smite spam was still a problem all those years ago, and it still is! Yes. I hate to say it, I haven't gotten the chance to actually play the game. I've got 2 Space Marine codexes. One from, I think, 3rd edition. And the latest codex before they decided to rewrite the codexes. You're not big into painting. We send nearly everything you own out for commission work. You dabble in terrain and texture paints, but you do enjoy watching art being done. Not the best stream, but thank you. Painting the figures is a lot of fun once you get into it. Like, no lie. Who knows? You might end up enjoying it. It's just a matter of just charging in, you know? Your passion is display boards at 6 by 4 feet and dioramas. Hell yes. See, when I think really good display boards, I think something Taven. My mother just sent me the link to his channel. Yeah, this camera isn't really doing me much justice. Neither does the lighting. Like, this is a better angle, and not by much. Yeah, I need to get a better camera for this stuff. I need to get a stronger computer for this stuff, because I'm using 13% of my CPU just running 2 cameras, and that's because this potato right here is eating most of it. Okay. If you don't mind, the latest pick of one of their 4 display boards. Holy shit. Whoa! That's chaos, alright. Alright, I gotta show that one on the stream. Main setup monitor. Damn. Damn. Like, the Titans have the bird heads. Lot of kit bashing. Yeah. Lot of kit bashing. Like the Titanicus models with the bird heads and the wings. Oh, this dude doesn't have his nipple chest plate. What? These Cthulhu nightmares. Holy crap. These look great. These look fantastic. Nice. Oh, the dreadnought. Holy crap. I love how most of the yeah, no nip horns are gross. It's a very scabrous scrotus. Yeah, like the headdresses on the Thousand Sun guys, they just look awesome. If I remember correctly, weren't Thousand Suns like 5 seconds shy of being loyalists? They just don't like the Emperor? Or was that a different army? Jeez. Okay, that's a big pile of nope. Way over there is where you can go with that bullshit. Holy crud. That is clean. That is a clean paint job. Oh my goodness. That has got to be airbrush. Yeah, they got screwed over. That's what I thought. They were just listed as Communicate Traitoris. Excommunicate Traitoris. And then they got flushed with a bunch of other assholes. What is this Warpgate nightmare? Those two are a Dr. Danger Noodle, and the blue one is his assistant, Nurse Bad Touch. Dr. Danger Noodle and his assistant, Nurse Bad Touch. I can see that. I can see, yeah. That's definitely Nurse Bad Touch. That's all the tentacles. Jeez, I've seen enough artwork of a Far East origin to accurately predict the outcome of this situation. He actually looks cooler without the weird chest plate. Legit. Just like the loincloth and the wings, it's very Final Fantasy VI. I like it. And there's more images. That's a lot of dudes. Cripes. What the hell are these things? Are those just like little fires? Are those no, those are Hellspawn. Okay. You can almost hear the snapping of the rubber glove when she gets into melee. Now please turn your head and cough. Is it one of my paint jobs? Which one did you just show him? Oh yeah, this is an oldie. Brimstone Horrors. Those sound cool. Zach, sometimes you just gotta open the image in a new tab and open it from there. Like so. Yeah, this is one of the older figures that I painted. These guys actually aren't available anymore. There's a company called Dreamforge Studios, and they had, I think these were called, Fallschirmjägers? But I wanted to experiment with a German paratrooper camouflage. The green was the base coat. Yeah, the green, that light green was the base coat. And then I added the detailing of the brown and the other shade of green to really make it pop, with simply just the mechanical bits on the face plates and the backpacks and the weaponry really giving them a nice dynamic edge. When I can get the chance, I gotta take better pictures of these guys. This picture is very old on a crappy person's crappy camera. These guys were very fun to paint. I ended up accidentally using a glossy black on the articulation. Oh! I actually want to do a similar paint job for the Chimera that I've got over here. Let me go back to Facecam Zoom to show this one. What I want to do with my Chimera tank... No. I can just rotate it like that. and then turn it off because adults do that. What I want to do with my Chimera tank is I got a rattle can of... That would be dope as a full infantry army. That's sort of what I'm going to do. What I plan on doing with the rattle can is priming it in Ministratum Gray, and then using like 3 or 4 different shades of blue to get like a navy camouflage. I like the idea of a battalion of Imperial Guard traveling with my army to back them up. Look at him! Who are you looking at? Yeah, this little guy! Oh, I love this dude. Okay. So, he's so tiny, but he's willing. This is a War Machine figure. Yeah, go back to main setup. So Broham here is a War Machine figure that I painted up. Actually, no, that's how he looks in real life. He's cute. He's adorable. There was a War Machine Mercenary set that it's 2 of these guys at a time. One of them I painted blue, the other one I painted red. I wanted the red guy to be like an equipment bearer because they both had backpacks molded onto the body. So I put this guy together. The ammo pouch, the bullets, and the rifle are 36 or 40 millimeter Tamiya parts. And also, I was still getting used to painting, which is why the rifle and the armor kind of look a little chunky. Nowadays, I've gotten much better about thinning my paints. Close. Why is... Yeah, I kind of figured you're pulling from my Facebook, dude. I need some liquids. Oh. More soda. Oh, Jesus. What other one did you summon from the depths, Zach? His twin. Yeah, the blue guy. The blue guy. So the blue guy, I was like, you know what? What if this guy had a shit ton of guns? So I literally added heavy machine guns and Space Marine shoulder pads to hide the attachment point. Came out great. If I had the chance to do him nowadays, I would have probably drilled the barrels. Yes! The knight from Labyrinth. Here, Sir Didymus. Oh, it's bright. Yeah. Yeah, totally. They've got that attitude. Yeah. I freaking hate this weird layout thing. Open image in new tab. So cute, totally useless, tries hard, absolutely loving. This face! This face! Ambrosius! Ah! He was such a fun character, though. Absolutely fun character. Apparently there was a tabletop game that came out a while ago. There was supposed to be a tabletop game. Like, it came out, but the game sucked, so it didn't sell. Like, the figures for Hoggle, Sarah... Like, the figures looked good, but because of some molding issues and the game wasn't very good, it didn't take off, which is kind of sad. Without my permission, no one shall pass! Behold your guard. The table is one of 4 set up in the basement. Yep. Oh, shit. I turned off the main monitor because I didn't want to accidentally get trolled on stream. Holy shit. That is a lot of guardsmen. I can see that you enjoy infantry, yes. Nearly everything here is pewter. Heavy metal! Custom rogue trader house known as Rex Reds, led by Commissar Rekia Slovakia. I love the horse. When did guardsmen have horses? That's some Krieg bullshit right there. Oh my gosh. Rough Riders, okay, that's got to be an earlier edition, because I do not recall in my memory seeing any type of guardsman. Standard IG unit for fast attack. Right? I appreciate that you've got the Tempestus Scions mixed in with the bunch. Right? Totally. Das Volt! Das Volt! You got like the Russian Imperial Guard here. You've got the Tempestus Scions throw in. No one ever plays them. They've been out of print for 25 freaking years. Sounds like it's time for them to be recast. That is a good mix of old and new with the Scions and the Jeeps thrown together with the older figures. Look at this guy. Look at this guy right here. Charge! Oh, these tanks look great. This rocket launcher jerk right here. Got some Bull Ogren. The big old fur hats on the Russians. These look like fun. They look like a lot of fun. Charge while he sits protected by a heavy vehicle. Zach, clearly you've never seen the image. Drive me closer, I want to hit him with my sword! I need to see if I can find a meme where it shows one of the Ultra rocket launcher vehicles. I'm going to see if I can find it on my computer. Let me see real quick. There was a meme. Documents. Pictures. There we go. Open image. Gunner, do you see that army? Yes, my lord. I don't want to. Understood, my lord. You better watch your Slovakia before we wreck your Slovakia. That's dad level memes. That's dad humor right there. Yeah, that's dad humor. Yeah. Alright. Is he dry? Oh yeah, he's looking good. Let's get the eyes. The eyes. Oh, the eyes. The window to the soul! Frickin' hate painting eyes. Here we go. You're no 20-year-old with that kind of collection, that's for sure, right? There we go. Looking a little goopy. Let me see. No, it's flowing okay. What the hell happened to my brush just now? Why are you being special, my guy? There we go. Okay. This is either going to go really well, it's going to go poorly. Like most things in my life. You're working on Chaos Knights as we speak. You got one done. His twin brother is being based. Corn Knight Rampagers. Those are violent. I will definitely check those out and then when you get the pictures posted. That's a bit too thick. Shit. Always thin your paint. Sir Stomps a lot, and his twin brother, Sir Mad Michael Martigan. Nice. That. Oh yeah, that helped. That helped a lot. Might be a bit too thin. Or my hand is just shaking slightly. Yeah, it's shaking a little. Alright, so painting eyes can suck. But if you're creative and clever, it can be less of a hassle. Case in point, his eyes kind of look like trash. You have extra heads left over from Vortex Beast kits, so in happenstance you have one of those extra heads built in the process of building said kits. Realize those heads fit perfectly on the knight. Nice! Good find. Okay, so let me... Oh shit! Okay, yeah, hold up. Look at this sturdy motherfucker. Holy crap! That's a lot of nope! That's a lot of nope! Oh crap! Yeah, screw the planet, just call it Exterminatus. Not a fan. No thank you. Call in the Doomslayer. Get the Custodes involved. Shit. He's really not happy to see anyone. Even his mother would walk into the room and he'd just be like, "What?" Christ. That's a sturdy dude. Sir Stomps a lot indeed. Holy crap. Let me close off the main monitor thing. There we go. Painting setup. Jesus. That is scary as hell. There we go. So what I've done to fix the eyes is basically make him a raccoon. Easiest kit bash and probably your favorite, so you built him a twin. That's awesome. So what I've done, if it shows up, is raccoon eyes. Kind of looks like he's glaring a little bit. Got a pretty crisp line. A little asymmetrical. I'm not worried about it. I'm annoyed by it. No, I gotta fix the other line. Jesus, come on. Don't tickle me. Now he looks like a Rage Marine. Crap. You're loving the paint scheme. I appreciate it, man. Thanks. I originally just started painting these guys blue and red because I liked it and I had never seen it before. And I eventually found a way to make it work in universe as to why they're Templars with blue and red armor. I'll eventually write it down. Who knows? Maybe it'll show up on a tabletop theory video one of these days. Avo knows if it does end up on like one of those kind of videos, I'm reading the lore. There we go. So this painting technique is also something you can do with eyes on larger figures. Where, come on, focus. Focus! Yeah. He's looking pretty cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then back to the armor. Well, hey, I'm going to end up trying to stream painting videos at least once or twice a week. If you want to go ahead and hit that follow button, by all means, you should get notifications. I honestly don't know if people get notifications, but this is something I'm going to try and do from here forward, because this is a lot of fun. There's that. Oh yeah, the combat knife is really crispy. Like, I have seen some awesome... One of my favorite things is when you spawn in to Warhammer Space Marine, pistol, combat knife, jump pack, balls of ceramite. And then you use the dorsal gun of a flying ship to kill itself. It's violently brilliant. Hell, I might end up playing that tomorrow. There we go. It's either that or I play Insurgency. I haven't made up my mind yet. There we go. And then once you get the blue in place... Come on. He just looks awesome. Alright. I spent an hour and 45 minutes painting one Marine. Oh, crap. This is not cost-effective time. Believe me, if I was just trying to hammer these guys out for like a commission or something, at least half of them would already be done by now. Time well spent, exactly. Okay, let's do the silver next. I'm going to put the gold back temporarily. I am using Runefang Steel for the silver layer. Can't wait for the day where I paint your drone from Starfinder. I will get there eventually. Contain yourself. Contain yourself. Shit. Okay. It was an innocent comment. My left foot. Anyways, combat knives should always be silver. Because it looks cool. I kind of didn't have anything else to say after that point. Sir, please refrain from reminding the streamer he's delayed the production. Thank you. Exactly. Hey, your stream started an hour late. Hey, you haven't paid that you haven't painted that figure that you said you were gonna paint for me a while ago, even though you don't own it. Hey, your rent's due. These are jokes. These are jokes. You are concerned. Look at my queue, alright? Look at the queue of things I need to paint. I've got these Marines, I've got Robert's birthday gift, I've got a Chimera, I've got this pile of stupid, and then I've got your guys, and then I've got the Ariadne guys, and then I've got the synth guys, and then I've got my Superman that I need to make a video about, and then I've got all this other plastic crack over here. I will get there, eventually. Concerned you started the stream late, Thought I too share this concern. I've never now been more concerned about anything. I work 40 hours a week at a security job. These are the 2 days where I get to breathe and eventually paint. Also, I bought more plastic crap today that I didn't need. So I don't need your shit, Zachary. Starfighter campaign, he was. It's closer to 7. Closer to 7. I've got a lot of crap on my plate. And I want to be able to afford a car, so if the campaign ends up interfering with getting a car, then, you know, them's the breaks, obviously. I need to put some damn thinner in this. I don't know why the hell. There we go. We, as a people, demand that you propose a policy that ensures the painting of said drone and his counterparts. I'll bid you good day, sir. I say good day. Alright, fine. In the next painting stream, I'll paint your friggin' robot. It is on audio, it is on video, it is on the internet. Next stream, I'll paint your friggin' robot. Art thou happy now? Freedom! You're not anymore. You're not happy anymore. Well, that's a deep-seated issue that you need to talk to your doctor about, dude. There's nothing I can do at that point. Sorry. Here, I will even move the queue. I will adjust the queue. By the way, he says drone. He's talking about this. It's not really a drone. More like giant fighting combat suit with a revolver and a gun bigger than a heavy bolter. And there's gonna be a dwarf on the inside who's using this shit like Iron Man. For scale comparison, close my silver. This is this robot suit compared to a Primaris Marine. The suit is almost as big as the freaking... He's almost as big as a Custodes. Really. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Absolute unit. Absolute unit. Wine flows in the streets. Dogs, cats living amongst each other in world peace. Wasn't that a sign of hell? Fire and brimstone, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Ghostbusters reference? No? Okay. So one of the things that's always been a headache, up until I figured out what I was gonna do with the bolt rifles, at least, was deciding on any sort of scopes or mounted equipment. There's a when hell freezes over, hell Michigan freezes over. Jeez. There's a custom parts website called Anvil Industries. If you ever want to go over there and spend exactly too much money, they have some of the coolest parts I have ever seen at relatively fair prices. Like some really cool customizable bits. Eventually, I'm gonna have to get some of those bits for a Space Marine thing. Because I love the idea of using some of their armor pieces to make a intercessor melee squad. Which I know it's not canon, I don't care. I just want intercessors with swords and shields and hammers and stuff. I managed to make an intercessor sergeant with a power fist, which looks pretty cool. And while I'm at it, I also made... No, wrong drawer. Yeah, there we go. I found a way to modify an arm so that it's the right scale for the power fist, because I cut and glued a Primaris arm. You can't really see it that well because my dirty fingers are in the way, but you get the point. Sergeant Fisto! Yes. Yes. Go. Always cracks me up when the box is... I've seen a couple people paint Space Marines, and they'll do a really good job on the armor and on the weapons and stuff, but then they'll paint the magazine and the magazine well silver, but they'll leave the bullets, they'll leave the projectile inside the cylinder silver. Lawson K, hey there! We're painting Space Marines. How you doing, buddy? Camera's a little crap because it's the first time I'm painting on stream. So, bear with me here, buckaroo. I'm a little broke, and my computer's kind of old, but I wanted to do something fun. Normally I play video games on stream. And next Monday, we're painting this big old guy. You're painting Tau? Awesome! Are you just doing Firecast, or what other army are you or what aspects are you creating? I think I'll do something a little different. I'm not sure how I want to implement it. So we got the silver bits. Nice combat knife. Clean detailing. I totally forgot to do the Purity Seal cloth. And that annoys me. So one of the things I usually do for Purity Seal cloth is XF57 buff. It's got this really nice tan to it that just works exceptionally well for Purity Seals. Never forget. Get both sides of the purity seal. I'm reminding you guys not to forget it because I've forgotten it a couple of times. Also, Lawson, to be brutally honest, if I was going to be painting Tau anytime soon, I personally would want to wait until I got an airbrush because of how Gundam most of their combat units feel. It feels like just hitting them with an airbrush would really make them pop the way they're supposed to. You got a squad of 10, 7 are to go. You got Fire Warrior Breachers. Cool. I'm gonna look that up. I don't think I've ever seen Breachers before. Ugh. Let's see here. Oh, these boys look cool. Okay, they look like I think those are the standard units, right? They look like a kill team unit. No, I don't want to save the image. Open in new tab. There we go. Yeah, I would definitely want to hit these guys with an airbrush. I hate painting white. Jesus. Hats off to you, man, if that's the color scheme you're going for. No thanks. I don't hate myself that much. Eventually, obviously, I will need to get more comfortable with different paint schemes and whatnot, but for now, I'm happy where I am. Knife looks good. Scopes a bit. Right, let's do the belt. Balthazar or Screaming Bell? Let's go Screaming Bell. Standard infantry, you're painting in blue and orange. That would look pretty cool. Very superness. I'm gonna go with, well, that is not the shade I thought it was. No, Balthazar Gold for the belt. Yeah, if you have any pictures, go ahead and share the link. I'll check it out in a different monitor. If it's a safe link, then I'll show it on the stream. Let's see. Because of how heavy Balthazar Gold is, I don't feel bad about just putting it down over the figure. It has a much heavier consistency than regular, like Auric Gold or whatnot. So it tends to not be as see-through. Blah. It tends to be less underlayer dependent than most of the other metallic colors that I have. But I might end up experimenting in the future, see what sort of trouble I can get into, some of the different paints and whatnot. After all, the only way you learn is by experimentation. That's going to be a tight angle to try and get into. Shit. Crap. Well, now I gotta fix the armor because some metallic hit it. lucky? Am I lucky? Hey, I got lucky! Okay. I was able to hit it with a brush that had water on it before it became an issue. Sweet. Okay. I got the belt. Looks pretty shiny. Very crispy. Love it. A little bit of overlap on the torso. The wash will clean that up. Who am I kidding? With my luck, the wash would just exaggerate it. Come on. There we go. Fixed. All right. Let's see. Got the belt. Time for some gold. Let's do this. I do prefer working with auric gold when it comes to the armor. That was literally the first gold color I ever used for the Space Marines, and I've been using it ever since. What can I say? Little less. There we go. Here's something everyone can love. We'll find out. No, He-Man, it's pronounced Titanicus. Yeah, we're putting that one on the stream. Look at this. Yeah. That is gold. That is gold! Holy crap! That is gold! Oh my god! Yeah! I don't know how to feel about it though, man. You didn't drill the barrels. You didn't drill the barrels. Oh shit! What am I doing with my life? Jesus. Okay. Local LGS owner and managed to get the scheme to really look like the... It does! It's got that not found in nature blue and purplish pink. It looked great. My God. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I need a minute. Holy shit. I think it's the little, like, the plasticky yellow faceplate. Hey, let me just pull that back up real quick. It's the plastic yellow faceplate, like that ultra yellow plastic faceplate, and the really, like, obnoxious purplish pink, and this just, like, sports car Mattel Sports blue that just really sells it. You've got an Optimus Prime. I gotta see that one, dude. I've gotta see that one. Absolutely. Yeah, you find the link. I'm gonna keep painting. Dominus class. Yep.
Autobots, roll out. We've come to assist the Ultramarines. Autobots, roll out.
My God! He even painted the toes right! He got the toes! What? What is this fanfiction shit going on here? This is great. This is obscene. This is a $140 kit, and he painted it candy apple red, white, and blue. What?
Autobots, a new threat has arisen through the warp. Rogel Dorn has asked us to assist him and his brother, Robute Guilliman.
Just name drop every Primarch. Barrels are the tailpipes, the metal prologens are the frosted glass. Oh yeah. Oh, totally. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Shit, if they have the Autobots, that's a theory. I like the heat paddles, the heat barrels. Uh-oh. Instagram. Oh. Hey, Lawson shared his picture. Nice. You get a like, good sir. Let us... That's cool. That's a good paint job. I like the contrast between the cloth, the blue, and the orange really works. Is there an arrow? Why is it being silly? It is not letting me futz with it. Oh, there's the arrow. There we go. That's looking pretty cool. Yeah. I like that you added a little bit of highlight here on the edges. Just that little tracer of blue on the edges. Orange is hard to pull off. The blue, it is spot on. I am liking the blue. I notice here also it looks like you drew with black. A technique that I've been doing with these guys is actually using, it's called pen washing. I'll show that off later on. That looks great. That is the first time I've looked at a Tau butt and said it looked good. Legit, that looks genuinely awesome. Bet you $1 all these Area 51 memes, they got Tau locked up in there. Legit, the separation, like, there's definitely at least 3 shades of brown and a wash going on. That looks really good. Nice. Nice job, man. Am I the only one thinking Mass Effect when they start looking at Tau weaponry? Wet palette skills. Very nice. Very nice. Legit, I keep thinking of Mass Effect and, like, Gundam anytime I see anytime I see Tau. And a little bit of early No Man's Sky, too, back before they changed the art style, absolutely. Yeah. I like Tau butts and I can... What cracks me up, though, is when you compare Tau equipment to Space Marine equipment, and then a Tau charges into melee combat, and they're like, ha! Pa! They look at the Space Marine just looks at where the Tau just broke his knuckles. Rude. Pops his head like a grape. I know. Tau are just trash in melee combat, but they're like Imperial Guard levels of ranged combat. It's got a good flow to it. Alright, let's get that chest plate going. Yeah, a nice bright gold. Tau are not Imperial levels of range combat, so they are, if not the best ranged army in the game. What I mean is that you get enough Tau shooting in the same direction, they will annihilate ranged enemies, sort of like the Guard and the Necron are. Necrons are cheesy bitches when it comes to their health, though. It's like, alright, cool, we cut down a unit. No, you did not. An all-day painting stream. I don't hate my lack of free time that much, Zach. Come on, buddy. That would be fun. Yeah, I got a good amount of people watching for a change, so that's a rarity. Not to mention it's getting me off my ass and actually painting, so that's a good feeling, too. Lately, I've just been... I hate to admit it, lately I've just been, like, eating Cheez-Its and watching Mr. Gigi on YouTube. Got some good content, but you can lose hours that way. The only thing that lets your Imperial Guard army win against Tau is that if the wrong list is brought to the table by the Tau player, they probably didn't bring enough guns to kill 324 models. Imperial Guard, let's just keep throwing bodies at it. Shit. Not forget you, little symbol on the gun. There we go. Lag issues? It's running fine now. Oh, looks like I dropped a couple of frames there. Yeah, that was weird. Harlequins are your bane. Oh, one sec. Your movement phase is 20 minutes. You might want to go get a sandwich. You'll text when you're ready to start the psychic phase. Sheesh. You know, doesn't Games Workshop and several other companies sell movement trays? See, to kind of avoid that problem? We're not playing Apocalypse. Shit! You don't bring the infantry list to tourneys. It's too long to play and you can get called for slow play. Legit, grab a couple of movement trays, my guy. Oh, I almost forgot. I mentioned people forgetting it, and I was about to put the gold away. Not legal in ITC. Fuck that. That's bull. That's bollocks. That's kind of lame. So that is one of the issues I had. Okay, I'm gonna have to paint that black before I paint it gold. Can't use movement trays in most GW tourneys, only Apocalypse. Then why make it so you can have like that many guard? There should be a special rule where it's like, if you have a metric ton of guardsmen infantry, it's okay. They should... To actually use this camera as an example, I saw a guardsman thing where they had a guardsman commander unit and the artillery hanging out here. A couple of Chaos guys were moving in off to the side here. They were being hit by the front by some pretty light infantry, and then a frickin' Lehman Russ tank came in off to the side, wiped out the first heavy Chaos group, and the artillery took care of the second one. It was nuts. You put yourself at a disadvantage with them because of how pile-in works, within an inch rule for melee. Okay. Sheesh, that sucks. I did the gold, I did the detailing. I feel like I should do brown and then redo the ammo cylinders. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I forgot about some of the more finicky rules. Like, the most I know about the rules is just reading some of the codex stuff for the 2 different versions of Space Marine books that I have. When I was younger, I found for $30 an old 3rd or 4th edition codex for the Space Marines. Like, it was a fun read, but some of the stuff was just esoteric as all hell. And it was before the Eye of Terror expanded to cut off half of the known universe from the other half. To be fair, you'd ask they not be used because they're so easy to get extra movement from. Twisting a movement tray after measuring can easily lead to them getting additional movement on men that weren't supposed to be able to move. Oh, ooh. That is chicken shit. Yeah, okay, that's a good call. That's a good call. Yeah, I can see that being abused. Ugh. No thanks. I should have just painted this brown to begin with. Jesus. Alright, well, it's brown now, so I can put the proper gold in. There we go. That's better. So yeah, adding that brown layer just makes the gold in the cylinder pop more. Oh yeah, home games, friendly games, use your movement trays, totally. I can see why the officials, if those are common enough issues that it's just that the GW attorneys have specifically said no movement trays unless it's Apocalypse, then I can see why that would be a consistent thing. Yeah. If it's an FLGS and you're just a couple of buddies assing around, by all means, movement trays. I want to see all 326 of your models go face first into my Thresher Maw. Here we go. I am forgetting the gold on the knife holster. I put this gold away like 4 times now. Christ. And we do it happily. For the Emperor! There we go. Got that gold on the holster. Looking shiny. Want to trick a gold, put down a layer of Averland Sunset. What color is that? That sounds cool. Let me look that up. What color is that? Ooh. That's a base. Ooh. Ooh, I'm liking that. That looks good. That is a nice bright yellow. I'm going to have to check that out one of these days. I'm definitely going to have to check that out. That looks good. That's an Imperial... I find it ironic that I'm painting Black Templar and you're suggesting an Imperial Fist color to paint the guys. That's actually highly amusing for me. What I've been doing is using XF10. It's a nice flat brown as the base layer. And using that to get the gold to pop like so. Which, consistently, I'm very happy with it. But I will, if I get the chance, I will definitely experiment with that. Whatever the gold doesn't cover, the Averland Sunset does, and it blends perfectly. I am definitely going to have to try that out. That sounds like a really cool solution. That sounds like a $5 solution to an $80 problem. I like it. I like it. Okay. Got the gold. Got the purity cloth. Gunmetal. We're good. I think I just need to touch up that one bit where the gold went over on the shoulder pad, and then we're kosher. Then I can start doing some wash layers. Looking mighty fine. Alright. And now for something completely different. So, the washes can be a headache, but they're most of the time pretty fun. When it comes to the armor, I tend to prefer to work with Nuln Oil. Let's try and make sure it's all swiggity-swooty up in here. There we go. I tend to prefer to work from the bottom to the top so I can make sure to get all of the juicy details. What I like to do is a variation of pen washing where I get a good amount on the brush that I'm using and then just start tracing deep edges. course. Equipment pouches need to be much darker, spoopier, one might say. And we got to be sure to get the wash in there. Okay. Knee pad. There we go. Sorry, this is big brain time trying to make sure I get the wash in all the boot grooves. You can also achieve a hard gold, or what your buddy Jordan refers to as a hard gold, by basing in a copper color. Let's check that out. Ooh. That is like a non-metallic metallic. That looks really cool. Let me, I don't want that to dry out by accident. Yeah, I am loving that shoulder pad. Nice. I am liking that, like, very copperish gold. It does legit look like a hard gold. Yeah. I can't think of any other way to put it. That's brilliant. That's really brilliant. Nice. This is a seam. That's really nice. There's really no other way to put it. Old gold, yeah, like a burnished gold. Burnished! There we go, that's the word I was trying to think of. Nice. You got to know these things when you're king. That is genuinely, like, really wild to see. Because it looks like it's been around for a hot minute. Okay. Gotta get up in here. Now, compared to his gold, when I add the wash to the gold on the holster, you notice it does kind of take on a similar burnished feel to it. But I definitely like his technique a lot. Like, it's just good to look at. Very easy on the eyes. Lords of Change are your favorite because they come with Brimstone Horrors as a base detail stock in their kit. And Brimstones are the best little fire goblins. I'm gonna have to look those guys up. They look like little buttholes. Like, they're just, like, hostile little turds on a good day. Only time I like going heavy-handed with the wash, bolt gun. Only time. There we go. I do find it interesting. You won your first tourney in ITC at CCBB in Ottawa because A. Brimstone Horror made a 6+ invuln save on a capture point, held the position because you spent 2 command points to auto-pass the morale for the win. 9 other died glorious to Space Marine gunfire. 1 lived and he won you the game. This is why we always pack frag grenades! Shit. That's brilliant, but that's annoying. That's very cool, but that's annoying. Oh, Lord. It's the same annoying as your X-Wing build that we played against last, right? Raised that little Brimstone Horror to the sky and praised his maker. Right? Sheesh.
Behold, Lords of Chaos, your servant has succeeded!
Sheesh. That is just mental. Absolutely mental. That one got a spot on the side table next to the bed, didn't he? Probably. Shit, you put him in the cabinet, you write down why he's awesome. Used to play Armada, Love Star. Oh yeah, Zach and I, Flailing Scott, we used to play X-Wing miniatures. It was really fun, but we just, yeah, the game died. Fantasy Flight just didn't really support it as well as they could have, and the expansions just added more and more stuff. It just kind of made it feel like it was on life support. The hell is this? You own everything on this table. Fucking hell. 1,000-point game for your buddy's birthday. That is a lot of rebels and a lot of Imperials. Jesus. That is at least 2 of those X-Wing packs, I can already tell. Yeah, who won that? That's just nuts. Rebels, hell yeah. Oh, speaking of Rebels, here, one sec. Let me close this up real quick. Absolutely plot armor, dude. I have a series of X-Wing figures that I've been painting, just in my own time. Got a collection of proper X-Wings. Come on. Even got a little engine glow going on. Oh, no. Why would you split a fleet like that? They don't have the ability to pincer. Sheesh. Something you'll appreciate, Farv. I got the Outlaws and Renegades box. Moldy Crow, right? I painted up in the Raven's Claw paint scheme. Kind of hard to tell. And my personal favorite, Outrider. Come on, focus. Thank you, man. Yeah, literally, it's just, these figures, like the Armada figures, they were as easy as just putting a base coat, adding a wash, and then that was it, really. Like, Millennium Falcon, literally, all I did. Yeah, that's just a laziness thing right there. Like, Millennium Falcon, literally, all I did. I added a wash. Come on, focus. I added a wash. I added the base coat. And then I did a metallic layer on the engine. That was it. End of frickin' list. Come on. Focus, damn it. Focus. Focus. It's because it's too far away, isn't it? Camera's being special. There we go. Engine! Oh, you bastard. Come on, come on. If I just hold the Falcon up, will that work? There we go. Oh, it's because it's so thin. Yeah. You'd love to do that with those forces. Oh, you sold everything. That's okay. I mean, hopefully whoever you sold it to will enjoy the collection, but damn. Ooh, have you ever heard of Zero Hour Starship Miniatures? They have a really cool collection of like resin figures. I think his name is Ryan Wolf. Really solid guy. A while back, I got this from him. Kind of very strong Firefly vibe to it. I added metallic paints to the engine. This really cool, fun ship to paint, right? A little loading bay underneath. It's kind of fun. More 40K! Corn for the cornflakes! Alright, well, the one time I painted a bright colored ship. Look at this friggin'... Look at this thing. Look at this. It's like something out of, like, Battlestar Galactica or something. Come on, focus, you bastard. Why is it not focusing suddenly? There we go. No, no, focus. Come on, focus. Is it not close enough? Is the lighting stilly? What's wrong? There we go. Yeah, it's like Battlestar Galactica up in here.
we go.
Alright. Perform as it... Yeah, I know, right? I'm having a hard time getting the soldier to salute. There we go. Okay. Back to the painting. Feels like there's not enough on this knee pad here. Wasn't even looking at the screen, you could feel the glare. Okay, I gotta use brown for the cloth. The armor is fine. To the torso. Time for your dinner. Alright, have a good one, Farf. If you go ahead and hit that follow button at least once a week, I'm going to try and paint on stream. It was awesome hanging out with you, dude. You have a great night. Chat with us both again. Awesome. Thank you, man. I haven't gotten the notification. So eventually, maybe, it'll let me know. Or do I just not have... It's saying 44. I don't have the alert box on the other screen. No! No, one sec. Let's go back to the painting. Add, browser, alert box. Okay. I forgot to add the alert box. How did I screw that up? Oh, well. Dashboard. Stats. Yeah, 44 followers. Awesome. Who knows? Maybe eventually I'll be able to actually have enough followers to maybe make money off of this sort of thing. Who knows? That much we know for sure. Okay. Got the shoulder, got the backpack. Got both sides of the backpack. Now we gotta get the helmet. Little messy up here, but that's okay. I know it looks bad that I'm putting this heavy wash over the eyes, but all I gotta do is dry off the brush a little, and then brush away from the eyes. Then it adds a nice layer without compromising anything. I forgot to paint the silver on the gas mask tubes. I'm gonna have to wait until the wash dries. Okay. Happy little accident. I know, I know. What I'm doing with the shoulder pads here is another example of pen washing. It adds a specific layer of depth to certain detail bits. It also hides any potential screw-ups you may or may not have made. So it's always fun. Gives certain armor pieces a nice fuzz to it, as if they were catching real lighting. It also has the potential to hide seams, so never underestimate the pin wash. You tried to get the quote right. That was what counts. See again, happy little accident. There we go. And this guy's basically done. I add a little bit of wash right in here. Yeah, I can feel the glare. I can feel how salty you are right now. Okay. Let me, is his face dry? No. This guy's going to take a while to dry. Washes always take a while because you're waiting for a liquid to basically not be a liquid anymore. So he's going to take a hot minute. But this figure is basically done. And now my camera is being stupid. I think it's like something is on the lens. There we go. Yeah, this guy's basically done. Took me almost 3 hours, including breaks, to finish one Marine. Awesome. I'm going to try and get some high-res pictures of this guy on my phone. And those will be up on the Discord if anyone actually bothers to check it out, because, hey, link is down below. I need to play some video games. I actually am just gonna... I'm gonna cut things off right here. I'm gonna play some video games. Yeah. Oh, cripes. Yeah, I think that's enough for one day. That was fun. It was a lot of fun. It took 3 hours to paint a Space Marine. I hope you guys had fun hanging out today. First time I did an art stream, and that actually felt really good. It felt really good. Let me adjust the camera here so y'all are actually looking at me. Hey there. I hope you guys had fun with the stream. My name's Steven Wolf. If you like what you saw today, go ahead and hit the follow button. If you're seeing this on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And yeah, gonna see you next time. So until we meet again, stay classy, Internet.